Now I'm going to get into what we call our core values, okay? I think core values are a good way to kind of make concrete how we solve problems and how we make decisions, right? I don't know if you guys remember, when I was like 6 years old, my conscience was going nuts. I knew exactly what I needed to do when I woke up in the morning. It was time to eat breakfast. It was like, it was so clear, right and wrong, everything. And as I get older, I get like, should I spend a little more time at work, or should I spend some time with my family? You know, those can be hard questions to answer. Should I work on this job that's late, or should I work on this job that's on time, but I can just bang this one out? I know is important, right? It's like it becomes less and less clear, you know, some of those questions. And so with our values, we try and instill a little bit of clarity. Now, these aren't things that like we just wrote down because this is what we hope to be. These things should feel very familiar to you. First of all, they're on the wall in the break room, and in there is one reason why. But beyond that, they should feel familiar to you because when we kind of started writing these values down, it was a reflection of what we believed, especially as us owners, as we started writing these values down. And so you hear us talking about these things and how these things are important every single day, and then we actually put words to it. We didn't create the words and then say, this is how we're going to do it. We did it away and then tried to write words that replicate how we feel. Does that make sense? Okay, so these are our 5 core values. The first one is improve relentlessly. And we've got some nice photos of some of you guys up there just to embarrass a few of you. We never settle. We challenge ourselves and each other to get better every day. You know, if I'm improving relentlessly, I'm improving my work and the whole team, just every day, every moment. I'm not necessarily talking about the 2-second, like Paul Akers improvements. Those are great. But there's just, you know, I'm just going to try and think about it. I'm asking myself that question. I'm asking others, how can I do this? I'm never satisfied. Okay? I'm never quite satisfied with where we're at. How many of you guys feel that way about different things? Like it's like it's nice that we've come this far, but like how can we go to the next level? And that is relentless improving. What happens if we don't improve? What is the only possible thing that can happen if we don't improve? Do we stand still? It is impossible to stand still. You are aging. This building is falling down slowly. The rain and the wind and everything is destroying it. Our equipment is getting older. You cannot stand still. We can improve or we can slowly die. And that's what relentless improvement is. If you don't believe me, just get a little bit older and it'll start to click. You're either getting better or you're not. Your knees start to hurt more and more, or they don't, right? You're not just, I'm not aging. It doesn't work, right? Okay. And then, of course, this recurring feedback, open to reflection, open to feedback, self-reflection. We're thinking, like, did I do what I could today? So I said I was going to make this short. I'm not doing a good job. I don't think you guys expected anything different from me, though, so to be fair. Learn it, teach it. We grow by learning. That's what's on my shirt, right? Yeah. We grow by learning and sharing what we do. Everyone is both a student and a teacher. We're always learning. We're excited to teach. And the ability to simplify, right? You don't understand. Let me say something. There are not that many absolutes that I will put out there. Until you can explain something to somebody else, like they're a 4th grader, as they're in 4th grade, until you can break it down and turn it into something simple and explain it to somebody else, you don't get it. You really don't. You have to be able to teach it to somebody else. That's when the neurons in your brain connect, right? That's when you realize, oh, I understand this. I have to make this simpler so somebody else can understand so they can build it back up. That's when it actually starts to work. And what's the emotion that comes with that? Omar, what is the emotion that comes with that? What's teaching somebody else something? What do you feel?
Accomplishment.
Accomplishment.
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction. Pride. That comes from that. Okay? If you have not taught somebody how to do something, do it. And do it in an effective way, and you will be blown away how good it feels to watch them succeed. It is beyond anything else that you will do on your own. Right? You guys who are parents in the audience understand exactly what I mean. Right? Hell yeah, right? Right? It is fantastic. It is fantastic. So learn it, then teach it, and you will grow. Okay, on your growth. Here we go. FireSprint is a place to grow. We all want to grow, and it's up to you. Look at that fantastic photo right there. That is a beautiful smile. Learning what?
She should be in customer service.
Hell yeah. By the way, we do call listening on Fridays, and we'll listen to Shelby. She is fantastic on the phone. You guys all are, but it's always like how well she answered that question would be great. So anyway, okay. Learning what comes next, right? Okay, I'm doing this all day, I'm printing all day, I'm cutting all day, I'm shipping all day. What's the next step? What's the step before me? How do I help the people after me? How do I help the people before me, right? That's owning your growth. Setting personal goals. We've talked, again, all this stuff, like it just keeps repeating, right? Does it sound like it's repeating? It should. We're always seeking consistency. You guys have heard me say this before, and it's a little bit funny, but I find it to be truer and truer. Like, I'd rather be consistently wrong than inconsistently right. Right? We're seeking consistency, and that's how we grow. We're doing the same thing over and over again, day in and day out. We build from that. And then making a plan for my growth. This is setting our own personal goals. Whether they have something to do with barcodes or just learning something, or I'm going to ask Eric 3 times the next 2 weeks to teach me how to run the D4. That's my personal goal, right? I want to know that. And he's eventually going to make time for me to do that when it makes sense, and he can connect me to do that, right? Right. But it helps when I bug you a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah. He's not shaking his head very enthusiastically, but it does. It does. Yeah. Okay. Empower each other. We support, challenge, and lift each other up. We win as a team and only as a team. This is delegating and elevating, right? We kind of grow up with this idea that, like, I've got to do it myself before I can have anybody else do it. I can't, it's not fair for me to ask somebody else. No, we want to delegate and elevate. Everything that you learn, you teach to somebody else. Have them do it, build them up. Learn the next thing, teach to somebody else, build them up. Learn the next thing, teach to somebody else, build them up. Right? When you guys are empowered to do something, I mean, so many of you, I've asked you to do something and I step back. Does it feel like Gene is dropping the ball, like just leaving you with it? To be fair, don't answer that. Maybe a few of you do have felt that way. But it's a connection, right? Delegate, elevate. Allow others to learn by doing. This is something that's crazy important. I see you guys taking that first step, and that's you'll explain something to somebody else. And that's fantastic, and that is an absolute necessary first step. But the real learning comes when you step back and you say, go ahead, try it. Make a mistake, I'll catch you. But try it and give it a shot, right? Get out of the chair, set them down in the chair, and then have them go through, right? And that is how we truly make those connections where we learn and we teach and we empower them to be able to do it, okay? Explaining something to somebody doesn't stick. Just like most of this won't stick until you start seeing us connect over and over again. Obviously sharing information, and then be kind, not nice. I did not invent that phrase. Can somebody tell me what that means? Or give me an example.
Nice is just placing it for the sake of it. Kind is genuine. Actually,
yeah. Right. Anybody have an example or just another connection to that? Being kind can sometimes feel a little hard, right? It can feel a little rough. Dude, you're doing this wrong. But the kindness follows up with, I want to help you and show you how to do this right. Right? Versus, oh, that's great. And then you just walk away and give up on it. Right? There's a difference there. You're smiling, Chewy. What? Nothing? No? Nothing? Okay. He's got a big grin. I don't.
Because he feels it so fast.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. All right.
Hillary and Lisa are kind to me.
What?
Hillary and Lisa are kind to me.
They are kind to you. Yeah, yeah. Yes, that's good. That's good. Okay. Show up and execute. This is the final out of the 5 values, okay? We don't just talk about it. We do it. We live these things. We bring focus, commitment, action, everything we take on. Showing up and executing is awesome attendance. We all have stuff that happens outside of FireSprint. It's challenging sometimes. We have those days or those weeks even where we miss a ton of work, we're not here on time, those kinds of things. And I don't personally have any issue with that. Who does? Your team, right? It's the people that you leave behind. And so it's like, it's really challenging to keep things flowing if we're not each doing our part to show up and execute, okay? And so, you know, I just look at your team and recognize that. But then beyond that, attendance is a big part of this. But we had no less than 3 people who were 300, 400, 500 miles away Sunday at noon, I'm guessing, right? And we're all here between 6 and 8 a.m. whenever they're supposed to be here on Monday morning, weren't they? Right, Chewy?
Yep.
You figured it the fuck out. You got here.
A little late.
What time did you go? You were, I believe you were a little late. I wasn't here at 6 a.m. either, so I don't know what time you got here. But you were here when I was here. I know that. But you showed up. What time did you get home?
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning after driving all day, right? And there were a couple of others that I know drove all day Sunday to be here on Monday. They did what they needed to do. That's showing up. And they were here, like, to kick ass on Monday, too. It wasn't just, I'm here. Make sense? Okay? A bias towards action. You'll hear me talk about this more over and over again. I personally believe the difference between success and failure, you know, rich and poor, whatever you want to call it, is generally a bias towards action. Right? People who you look at and you say, oh, they've got it figured out, they've got it together, it's because when they're presented with 2 scenarios, they choose the action. They choose to make the decision and they just do it. Right? I come around and I ask you guys all the time. Some of you guys, it's like it's caught off guard. And in fact, I remember Angel's like, oh, no, I'm not anything up. I'm doing a great job. And she meant it. But I meant, are you trying something? Are you like, you've got this opportunity to make a decision. You've got this chance, right? Maybe I'll do something on this side instead of this side and see if it turns out better, right? A lack of a bias towards action is like, well, we'll suppress that idea. We'll throw it away. We're not going to worry about it. A bias towards action, leaning towards action, I've got a second here, I'm going to try it and see if we get better because of it, right? Does that make sense? Bias towards action, okay? All right. That is our values. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me bend your ear. Mark and Hillary have some stuff to hand out, mostly just a review. And I scheduled a 2:55 email to go out to everybody that has a copy of this and a couple of other things in it. So you guys will see that just before 3 o'clock if you are interested in looking at it.